Hello Cap. My name is Linda. I am your first officer today.
And good morning, everybody. Welcome to this stream. Glad you guys could join us this early for us on the side of the earth. And I don't know where you guys are from, but if it's late, good evening. If it's early, good morning, or some other time, welcome, welcome. Uncle John is here with me, and good morning, Uncle John. We're now live on air.
Good morning to you, Nico. Bright and early.
Yes, sir. Uncle John's halfway to Bermuda already in this IFR World Tour, so he's been flying for a while already today. Interesting how this World Tour has really gotten under the skin of everybody. I'm waiting and looking forward to doing my next leg this afternoon as well. In the interim, what we're going to do is we're going to fly from Lisbon to Madeira. I've always wanted to do this flight. I cannot recall streaming this one before. So it's, I think about an hour and a half, 2 hour flight anyway. So we'll have some peanuts and raisins and some cold drinks or coffee in between. And you guys enjoy yourself here with us. As usual, comments, suggestions, questions, all welcome. Right, next step, we need to determine flight level. So let's quickly have a look. See, import the flight into active sky. I'm just guessing 380. Not sure if that's really gonna make a difference. No, I think I'm gonna stick to 380. Like a 4 knot difference between the one level to the other level. 4 knots won't break the bank. I picked the wrong flight in the VA. That's one thing for sure. Just want to fix that quickly. There we go. Now we've got the right one. Wrong one, wrong one.
Guys, the Leo's on board.
Just about to start my descent.
Awesome. Hope you have a good landing in Bermuda, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Seeing as I'm alone, I'm not going to fly online now. There's nobody else flying with me. I'm just going to stick to flying offline now. Right.
What, you've stopped the stream?
No, I've still got the stream running. I'm just going to fly offline, not on iVeo in other words.
Oh, okay.
Then I don't have to worry about ATC and all those rules and things. I just relax a little bit.
Trim up.
Captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. We do ask that all passengers take your seat at this time and please fasten your seatbelt. Just as a reminder, we cannot leave the gate until carrying items are properly put away. All overhead bins are closed and all passengers are seated.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Don't think I actually called him. Okay. Oop.
All right, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
Lots and lots of water with nothing to do and nothing to see in between.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect. So connected and bypass cleaning circuit. Release parking brake.
Before start checklist.
Starting pushback. You may start the engine.
Before start checklist. Papers.
Actually, that's not gonna work. Hold on. That's the wrong command. Let's just say
All commands and
abort
checklists aborted.
before start procedure.
Before start procedure.
That's better.
Before start procedure completed.
Start number 2 engine.
Starting number 2 engine. (25 and 2). Starter cutout.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Start number 1 engine.
Connecting tow. Stand by.
Starting number 1 engine. N2.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. And signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Hallo Jaco. Ja, alright, geslaap en jy?
Starter cutout. Engine start procedure completed.
Ek gaap nog al te lekker hoor, ek sê jou. So seker nou mooi wakker word. Alright.
Taxi lights on. Flaps 5 set.
Before takeoff procedure.
Before takeoff procedure. Before takeoff procedure completed.
Approaching 03.
Stabilized.
On runway 03.
Hey, Christoph. Good morning.
Takeoff thrust set. knots. Throttle hold. V1. Rotate. Positive rate.
Gear up.
Runway turn off, lights off. Approaching transition. Flaps upset. Transition altitude.
Yeah. Hey, Dominique. Nothing wrong with the clouds. It's early morning. It's the fast clouds in Skymax Pro version 5. I'm not using the 3D ones. All good, just the way it should be. What did you see that I didn't see? That's maybe a better question. Christoph, are you still here? Yeah, it's early morning. There's the sun, sunrise. It's very early morning. Excellent. Christoph, did you have a baby last night? Or am I talking to the wrong Christoph now? Congratulations. Just saw some pictures here on Facebook and I tried to put two and two together. So awesome, awesome. Well done and congratulations. Get some multivitamins, you know, you need to be ready for this. Ah, Dominic, yeah. No, that's the sun. Oops, wrong button. Yeah, you're welcome. Children are a gift of God, eh? But we all go through that process of change. You know, it's instant once that baby arrives. It's just, then you'll see what I mean. It's a privilege, it's an honor, but it's hard work as well. But thankfully, we get mercy and grace to do all of those things. Excellent. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. My son is now 16 and my daughter is 11. And tell you what, it's just great to have kids, man. Really just awesome. Uncle John.
Yes, sir.
Just checking that you're awake. You need to land soon.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Got a couple of issues. I'm trying to work through them.
Okay. Dominic, yeah, frame rates. That's the reason I use the fast clouds. They look better, number one. They look much better than the 3D clouds. And then the frame rates. I mean, I don't want a scenery simulator. I want a flight simulator. You know, when I need to do a maneuver of some sorts or land, I don't want to crash. You know, just because I want to look fancy. Dominic says good morning, Uncle John.
Morning, Dominic. Apologies, I'm trying to prepare for an approach.
Yeah, he's almost landing at Bermuda in this IVA World Tour. So he's floating somewhere in the ocean. Well, not in the ocean, above the ocean, you know what I mean? Just floating around the runway to try and get onto that approach for the landing.
The INAV is saying the opposite to where I'm landing. It's giving me a course heading of 297. It should be 116. Confusing.
Well, while you're still up there, I don't see you descending. Just go to your approach page and fix your approach. It's the third one from the left in the first row, sir. The departure and approach. DEP and APPR or something. I can't read there. It's too far away. Yeah, not in the screen. Look at the row of buttons. DEP RR. Move your mouse. Can't see your mouse. Can't see your mouse. DEP RR, sir. DEP RR. Just find that button. Dominic, what I've noticed with Skymatix Pro, just to get back to you while Uncle John gets his arrival sorted, is Skymatix Pro is heavily dependent on each different person's different hardware and software running on their PCs. The one guy gets magnificent performance, the next guy doesn't. Up until version 4, I had magnificent performance. I loved it. And then version 5 and 6 came, and it's just like, well, now it's hit me too, you know. So I just make the best of it. Which one you want, Uncle John?
Still giving me a course heading of 297. It shouldn't be that. It should be 112.
Yeah, but the problem is you have tuned an ILS. When you do an RNAV, you should remove the ILS from your radio. Go to your MMR and remove the ILS. Because you have an ILS that is now interfering with you, and that's why it's messing with your mind there. Yeah, put it on a VOR. Put it on a VOR. Next button, click it again. Yes, now flip it over. Do the same on the other side. Flip it over. There you go, problem solved.
Bless you, sir.
Alright, now what you need to do is go to your legs page. Alright, click on that first one. Yeah, put it in. Execute. Okay, go to your MCP and press LNAV. Go to your MCP and press LNAV. There you go. Problem solved.
Danke.
Okay. Ed, yes sir, look in the description below the video. There's a place where it says show more, right below the video. Show more, click on it. All the links are in there, and then you can join us by all means. Right, well, this is about the best view we're going to have for a while, because we are right there. Oh, I forgot about that thing. Let's just start it for the moaners. We're going to be over the ocean for a long, long time. Hey, Daniel. Daniel, true to a certain extent. Also, the Zibo mod comes with Ian, so it will turn any RNAV, LNAV,
Hey,
VNAV,
why did you choose to be a
LPV.
pilot?
Now I'm lying.
Just for money?
LNAV, VNAV, and VOR NDB approach will all be covered under Ian, so it will turn them into an ILS. All right. So we don't really fly with the VORs anymore like we used to in the old days, eh? I prefer to use the Ian function, you know. The reason I told Uncle John to switch the VOR to the active position is right there in your primary flight display. When you have an ILS active in your radio, whether it's the MMR or not, you see, the moment ILS is active, it will interfere because it now goes and sits over there, and that's not what you want. You want that to be blank so that the aircraft can actually show you whether Ian is available for that approach or not. You know, if it's not, you fall back to ordinary VO or NDB or LNAV, VNAV, or you can even use LPV if they give you a code. But Uncle John had the interference from ILS, so he was continuously seeing the wrong course heading. That's what he was complaining about. And the easy way to fix it is just to flip the switch, you know, make VOR active. Easy as that.
Never had that problem before. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Daniel, in the Zibo mod, it is automatic. What will happen is if you come to a VOR NDB or LNAV VNAV situation, you will see it actually identifies it right there. If it's available, you will see it, it's there. And then what will happen is once you turn on the approach, you'll get the diamonds for the ILS because effectively it creates an Cat1 ILS for you. So the moment you see that, you will know that the Ian is active. And unlike LNAV, VNAV, where you don't press the approach button, for you to activate Ian, you have to press the approach button. You understand? It literally flies them like an ILS, Cat1 ILS. If you're flying the PMDG, for instance, it's also there, but you will not see the indication in the PFD until you press the approach button. So slight different way of doing things, but you can go play with the NGXU, it's got it as well. So if you do LNAV, VNAV or VOR, NDB, those kind of approaches, hit the approach button and immediately it will pop up in the NGXU as well. You're welcome. Yeah, Uncle John, I think this was meant to be a training flight for you today, sir.
I think it was, and certainly learned from it.
Yeah.
It's an issue I've never had before. I never even gave that a thought.
Yeah. That's how we learn. One never learns when things just go right. You know, yeah, you learn from mistakes and you learn from things that go wrong.
Agreed.
What did they say? A smooth sea doesn't make a good sailor.
Agreed. Again.
Yeah. Right. There we go. We will arrive at 0844 Zulu. That is 1 hour and 4 minutes from now, guys. So you guys are welcome to come and go as you please. Make your coffees, drink your beverages, eat your peanuts and raisins, whatever. Or just chit chat, you know. It's nice to have you guys talk a bit on stream as well. That looks much better, sir. Looks like you're going in the right direction now.
It does indeed.
Dominic is flying to Bermuda. Let me show you on my map here quickly. So let's get the display capture going. Alright, so this is me flying there, and that's him over there. So he's almost landing at Bermuda now. They're obviously in quite a different time zone. Kies, Renee, not Kies, yeah. Renee and James. A couple of guys flying for the VA this morning. But Uncle John's right there in the Atlantic Ocean. Daniel, I don't know your system specs, so I'm giving you a generic answer that might or might not work for you. The best thing to do is just drop your sliders in your display setting a little bit. If we look at the display graphic settings, number of world objects, bring them down. Texture quality, bring that down. Do not change HDR. You need HDR for the Zibo. Anisotropic, you can drop. That's something you can hardly see with your eyes. And then anti-aliasing also, you don't need too much. So just play with your settings to get your FPS up. I don't get the warning very often. You can see my FPS is rather stable. But you're going to have to find a happy place in those settings of yours, where you can continuously be above 20 FPS, then it won't complain. Unlike VATSIM, they're not going to disconnect you. Not that I know of. I mean, I've been in hairy situations where that thing continuously for minutes upon minutes complained about my FPS. Out of my control, unfortunately, and they didn't disconnect me. So I've got great faith in that. It's just irritating getting the ping, ping, ping the whole time. But play with your settings. Just pull it a little bit to the left. You should be able on any reasonable system to just reach at least 20 FPS and the problem should go away. Nope, not for me. Vulkan at this point in time is toxic, completely toxic for my computer system. It sometimes runs 10 minutes, sometimes an hour. I've not been able to complete a single flight in Vulkan in months. It just bombs. Somewhere along the line it loses the device and then it's over with. So I stick with OpenGL. Oh, there's another thing. I want to show you something else. I'm experimenting with it at this point in time. Maybe this will help you as well, now that I think about it. I completely forget about things like this because it's running in the background. Don't know if you've seen this. LFD's auto view distance. Okay, you can actually specify a target frame rate in this little Lua script. So you're going to have to fly with Lua. Alright, and then there's a whole bunch of settings you can do. So what this thing claims to do, and according to me it seems to work, seems, I can't prove it scientifically, but it seems to work. This thing will reduce the amount of objects and things dynamically to always try and hold the target FPS. So maybe give that a try. Get this LFD's auto view distance little script. It's currently, I think I'm using version 1.8 was the latest one I got the other day, and according to what I perceive, this really is a game changer for me as well. It really seems to work. And it just runs in the background. It's just a little Lua script. LFD, Lima Foxtrot Delta, apostrophe S, auto view distance. Give it a bash. And Uncle John has landed. Beautiful, sir. Welcome to Bermuda.
Thank you, sir.
And that's what it looks like. If you don't mind, just give me some feedback at some point in time, because I mean, a lot of guys tell me it works, and one or two guys said to me, "Nah, it doesn't work." So, I'm caught between a rock and a hard place. For me, it seems to work, but I'd just love some feedback at some point in time. Just drop me a note saying, "Yeah, it seems to work," or "Nah, it's rubbish," whatever, you know. Dominic says you can go rest on the beach now.
Thank you.
Just do me a favor, okay? That pinkish sand that they've got there, just put some in a little tin box, but make sure it's dried sand, because if it's moist, it's gonna go bad. You know, there's bacteria and rubbish in it. It's gonna spoil it. But just bring me some of that nice pink sand with when you come visit again, please.
Will do.
You won't believe it, but that actually comes from a true story. One of my customers, a very dear customer of mine, Lynn, she went to Bermuda for a conference, and she brought some of that sand back. You can't really see the effect of it, you know, if it's in a little container. Um, but if you look at the photos and the video she took, it's like it's got a pinkish color to it. It's a very special color. It was so awesome to see. Really nice. Yes, Dominic's true. Sand, not weed. Don't want seaweed. Top of descent, 225 nautical miles. Good morning, John. No, sir, because it's not a web browser. That's the problem. If it was an ordinary web browser, yes, you could. But what I did was here, I've got it here. So if I really need it, I can get it in SDKP. I'm gonna have to look up my login quickly, but it's there. That's where I use it from if I really need it. Yeah, I'm gonna see. Right.
You know, I got great manicure this time.
There we go. So I've just logged in there. At least that works. Daniel, what I do, and that's also now a habit formed over many years, is I disconnect my auto throttle once I've balanced it. It's very important. You see those little blue marks there on the N1 display? I make sure that I put them around about 60% N1 roundabout, because that should line up nicely with the actual N1 in the engine. So I do that first, then I disconnect my auto throttle below 1000 feet. Okay, and then what I do is I go down and 100, 200 feet above the decision altitude, I disconnect the autopilot, and then I basically fly it in from there. I obviously have the skills to do it earlier, but I tell you why I do that is because the aircraft needs to be stable by 1000 feet first of all to have a stable approach. It will then be in trim, completely in trim, automatically by itself. So it gives me a greater chance of a smoother approach and landing if I do it that way. So disconnect auto throttle below 1000 somewhere, and 100 200 feet above, sometimes a bit lower, but just above your decision altitude. When you get that little green pip with a line, just disconnect, and then it's like, it's much easier doing it that way. And when you get more affay with it, you know, when you start to understand it better, and you know, those kind of things, get more experience, then you can start doing it a bit further. But on 4 and 5 miles, what's going to happen if you don't follow the localizer and the glide slope perfectly is you're going to drift, and the closer you get to the runway, the greater the input needs to be, when in fact, in reality, it should be less, you know. So practice, 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 but that's a good way to start, you know. Just wait a bit closer to the runway.
Just wait for the 6 minutes and see what happens.
Yes, sir.
Well, shall I add some notes?
Yeah.
I think I forgot to feed my cat. Unhappy animal.
This woman's cat. Okay, Daniel, this is where it's printed. On your approach chart, it's always printed here at the bottom. The big bold numbers that's in front of the brackets, those are your barrow settings, and that is the actual altitude above the ground. So there's a whole training that you're going to have to go through to understand why and which one to use and things like that. In this case, it's 1390. That is the minimums on the barrow, and you will see then on my primary flight display, I've added 40 feet. And because this is a RNAV approach, it's a non-precision approach, we allow extra little bit, 30, 40 feet, you know, just to make sure that we don't go and bust the decision altitude. Alright, if it was an ILS, we would actually use 1390, because it is a precision approach. So we've just added a little bit there. But always look at the chart at the bottom. If you go to Jefferson, there is a Jefferson guide available. Just Google the Jefferson chart guide or something to that effect. You'll get the whole description from them, and they'll basically tell you exactly when, what not, all those things, because sometimes you will obviously get a radio minimums and sometimes you'll get a barrow minimums, and there's a bit of training that you need to understand the difference between them. If they don't help you, if you don't come right, then come talk to me on Discord. We'll put up a 20-minute session between you and me, and we'll talk through that. The other thing that you can do, obviously, is just watch more of my streams, because this one does not have ILS at this point, so I can't show you the differences. But next time we fly to an ILS approach, you know, there's going to be options. Then I can also talk you through it just here on stream. That's another option. Oh, that shadow just appeared so quickly. Excellent, excellent. Good news. Hello, Joe. Good morning. Yeah, Daniel, I hear you. As a flight simmer, I was also that under that impression for a long time until I started flying in the real world and actually got some education on them. It's not a fixed thing. It is something that will either kill you or make you have a wonderful life for using them. Your life really depends on it, to be honest, and that comes with time. It comes with education. Then you learn these things and you start to understand the differences and the reasons and things like that. I mean, this airport, for instance, is a very dangerous airport to land at. And if you're not ready to land by 1,330 feet above sea level, then there's a great likelihood you're going to kill yourself. So stuff like that, it becomes more important the more you know.
Coffee.
Yeah, Renee just asked me if I wanted coffee, and I didn't want it. And believe it or not, 5 minutes later, now I want. Guys, I'm gonna go get myself some coffee. I'm set for the descent here. I'm not on highway, so I'm not gonna interrupt anybody. I'm literally gonna go make myself a cup of coffee. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Gents, I'm back, sorry. I was muted there.
You're back as well.
Ah. See, we're almost on the descent there. Beautiful morning for a flight, eh?
Time-wise, I love it this time of day.
Yeah.
Five.
I'm terribly hungry. Let's order a pizza.
Sorry, honey, you're gonna have to ride the galley. I'm busy flying this plane. It's gonna start the descent now. She wants a pizza. Can you believe it? At 38,000 feet. I'm pretty sure debonaires or scooters will just fly by and drop one off. Okay, I've started my descent.
Folks from the flight deck, we've started our descent. Should have you on the ground in about 15 minutes. Want to thank you so much for your company and business, and hope to see you again with us sometime very soon.
Yes, Jaco, ek sien nou jy is hierso. Vlieg jy?
Nee, ek kan nou vlieg. Nee, die later gestaan.
Okay.
Definitief namiddag in doen. Vir jou approach op YouTube page.
Dis reg.
Rejected.
Why speed?
It's got to be the speed, isn't it? Can't be anything else.
Or read the note.
Sorry?
Read the note. They give you a note. You'll see there in that page where it says rejected, on your call sign it will have a different color. Put your mouse on it. I don't think you have to click it. Just put your mouse on it.
Yeah, they've rejected it because I didn't put one real alternate airport.
Oh, shit.
Departure airport will be accepted. Destination airport as alternate will be accepted only in special cases. For this leg, the suggested alternate airports are KBOS. Okay, so I'm going to do KBOS then. Okay.
Okay.
I'll redo it. Well, I'm going to redo it anyway, so it's no problem. KBOS. Okay. Okay, even Kennedy. And Corf.
I see there is yet another update for STKP available. Right, we're getting closer and closer and closer. Let's check our weather if the QNH is still the same. 1021 seems to be. That's all done. We do not have ILSs in there that can interfere with us, so that's cool. And here's another neat thing about Ian, because it turns it into an ILS, the RNAV that we're going to fly now. What you can do is you obviously have your intercept altitude as per the chart. I'll put that up just now. Wrong button. There. So we've got 2800. It's mandatory at that waypoint. That's where the glide path begins, right? So we can set that in the MCP, and then because we're going to hit the approach button because of the Ian, it's going to bust it. It's going to go down automatically. If you're doing an ordinary LNAV, VNAV approach, you have to put that down to decision height. And in this case, we don't have to because we're going to use approach. Unless, of course, I notice that the Ian isn't working. In that case, we're going to have to set that down lower and then just use LNAV, VNAV. But in essence, that's what Ian does. You know, turns it into an ILS flight exactly the same. There we have the island already, looking good. Okay, now this island over here, this is where LPPS, the alternate airport, is. And guys, this is really a nice airport. You guys can go grab that from the org. I made the authors for it, but that's really a very neat little airport over there. Villa Baleira is the town where it's at. There's the airport over there. Clouds are obscuring it a little bit, but what a nice little island this is. Uncle John?
Yes, sir.
I think what I must do is at some point in time I must actually take a little Cessna or something and just do a bit of island hopping as well, you know. We always just fly the Zibo, but we stick to X-plane, but we just do 1 or 2 island hops, especially when we get down to the Canaries, you know. There are a lot of nice little airports there.
Absolutely.
I think that'll be cool. Why is Hakan muted? Hakan,
Approaching transition.
good morning, sir. I just want to say good morning, that's all. I'm having my third cup of coffee already, and it's good.
What a lovely view from the window. Our Earth is beautiful.
Yeah, you can say that again, Linda. One of the nice things you actually do say.
Transition level.
Well, that seems to be the airport over there already. Not sure what's shining there. I don't think we can see the poppy that far. That might be the sun reflecting off a window or something. But it looks nice. So let's get our courses all set up. Alright, so for the guys following the Ian conversation there, you can see Ian has been identified on LNAV VNAV, and we have got the DME 13, runway 23, all the other identifiers are correct, so it means that we can use Ian. There we have the diamonds. We can actually hit the approach button now, and it will be treated as a Cat 1 ILS. So we've got the final approach course and the glide path are now active. There we go.
Flaps 5 set. Flaps 15 set.
Right, current winds is 300 at 5 knots. That's not the end of the world, at least. Shifted a little
1000
bit
to
since
level
we did
off.
our planning. We'll take it. It's not a problem.
Flaps 30 set.
Okay, let me sit proper. And we'll see what we can do. Right, so I'm going to disconnect my auto throttle. And I'm going to disconnect the autopilot.
Approaching minimums.
Right, so now it's up to me to hold the line.
Minimums.
This wind. It's interesting. Might be losing a bit of speed
Taxi
there, so
lights
I
on.
need to increase my speed.
Runway turn off, lights off. Taxi lights off. Taxi lights on.
Bit high.
Approaching 2-3.
Pull back a little bit on the power.
To 100.
Tank rate.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Speed brake up. Reverse unlocked. Auto brake in use.
Three 1,000 feet remaining.
60 knots.
Welcome to Madeira, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're going to enjoy your stay. Please use sunscreen.
You are professional.
And don't get burnt in the sun, please. Oh, and also enjoy your shopping. Thank you, Daniel. Glad you enjoyed it. After landing procedure. Good morning, Paul.
After landing procedure.
Morning, Paul.
After landing procedure completed. Flaps upset.
Wahaha. Guess who just came into Discord?
Good morning.
Good morning. Did you have a good night, Paul?
I've had a very good sleep, thank you, yes.
Good. I'm totally off this line, but it's okay. Maybe it's not as bad as I think. Yeah, not too bad. So guys, as a matter of interest, this is the XPFR scenery, and I like it because if you set it up correctly, you actually get all the pylons and everything here on the runway extension. Some of the ones I found on the org is just, it's flat, there's nothing there. But these guys really did a good job. It took me a good day or two to get the scenery installed, so if you guys follow the link in the description below the video, don't give up, and please use a pencil and tick off every step that you do, because if you miss one step, it's not going to work. And that caught me. I also thought I was really clever, and it just caught me too many times. I had to revisit it many times to get it working in that 2-3 days. And there it is. It really looks so nice. Really excellent scenery. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna have a bit of a family day today, so I'll be back only after 1700 Zulu for the next trip, the next flight in the world tour. And I hope you guys enjoy your Sunday, whatever you do, enjoy. And thanks for watching. It's amazing to have you guys here with me. I'm gonna quickly look for the credits and all, and then I'm gonna switch to the end screen. Give me a second. I believe I've got it. Alright. So guys, see you later. Bye bye.